Coach, we'll start with an opening statement, and then I'll ask some questions.
Well, when you look at the numbers, I think the thing that jumps out to me right away is the defensive field goal percentage. They shot 37%, reminiscent of the way we started the year. It was a strength of ours, and we gotten away from it. And on top of that, Willis is so dynamic as a shooter and a scorer, and for us to basically hold him scoreless in the second half was significant as well, because he's the kind of guy that could turn a game. I thought at the start of the second half, we got a little bit thirsty on offense. We had some guys playing the scoreboard. We talk a lot about just playing the game instead of playing the score. We weren't great at that, but a great sign of resilience of the guys. And that's been a consistent theme. The expectation is that we're going to come out and play well and be competitive, and we're going to have to find a way to finish some of the games that we've been in. But I think the group is getting tougher mentally, and the bond is getting stronger through these experiences. So I'm excited that this was an afternoon game and they got tomorrow off for a change, and we can get back to work for another really competitive opponent on Wednesday.
You mentioned the defensive pressure. That is to start the game. Rice came out hot, hit I think first 6 of 9, but we're keeping them off the board to get a really big 15, 16-point lead to start the game.
Yeah, my message at halftime and a little bit after the game is that we got a good group of kids. They stick together. There's some camaraderie. There's some positive energy flowing through our locker room. But the next step is for us to add to that some bite. And I didn't feel that tonight, like that bite, that aggressiveness. And we did enough to get enough separation that the game didn't have any late game pressure that we've been dealing with. But we got to add some bite to that.
You mentioned the start of the second half. Both teams kind of came out struggling, but it was still a double-digit lead. What was the message to the guy? Was it just to calm down and we still have?
I thought we were playing the score, and I thought we were settling for really bad shots. Like we talk about green being a great shot, yellow being in between, and red being poor shot selection. And we were like for 5 straight possessions, red, right? And I made a particular point to Jacob, because Jacob has gotten into a great offensive rhythm. And this is a game where it wasn't his night, but he still wanted it to be. And he's got to learn to read the room, if you will. Like, the game is going a certain way. Let it come to you and capitalize on those opportunities, but don't go chasing it. And I thought there was a little bit of that, not just Jacob, but I think it's going to be a part of his growth, because he's going to be a great player. But learning that he can impact the game in other ways is part of that growth.
Coach, thank you.
All right, thanks.